Good morning, everyone. Myself and my moderator and a couple of friends were all having a little chat this morning, and we were discussing how far we've come, how the program's working for us, how good everything's going, and why it works better for some people than other people. And my thing is, I think it's a head game, guys. It's a head game. Think about how long you've been overweight. For me, I started gaining weight at 8 years old. I've been in the obese category most of my life. I have lost weight a few times and actually got thin a couple times, but most of my life I've been obese. And in my head, somewhere were old tapes playing that you're obese, you're always going to be obese. This is your thing, right? I don't feel that way anymore, but it took a lot of effort to get my mind to get out of that scenario. So, you have to have your head in the game. You have to get serious about this. How serious are you? I'm so serious that one day there was a thing about okay, you're not supposed to have dried fruit. Dried fruit is pure sugar and it just will jack up your fat burning and everything, right? So there was this piece of a cranberry, a dried cranberry, and I went to take it and move it. And there was a person there and they looked at me and they were like, it's just one cranberry. I was like, it doesn't matter. That one cranberry is all it will take sometimes to set me off. Like, for example, let's say that I had a cookie, a regular cookie, white flour, sugar, all that stuff. I guarantee you that that one cookie may not cause me to have a problem right then, but it's going to cause me a problem later. I know myself. I know what triggers me. I know what my triggers are. I know what things will set me off. I've learned these things the hard way, guys, over many, many years. So know your triggers, know what things you have to avoid, and keep your head in the game. You have to be serious about this. If you're serious about this, it works. It works. You're going to lose weight. Your blood sugars are going to become normal. Myself and Lucy are happy dancing and we're celebrating together because both of us have normal blood sugars for the first time in forever. Mine is the first time in probably 25 years that my blood sugars have been normal. They have not been diabetic range, but they've been like sitting right on the cusp of it for 20 something years. And I've just lucked out and not went over that edge so far. And Lucy said her doctor tried to get her to go on metformin, and she was like, no, I just want to try one more thing. So we know how hard the struggle is because we have struggled. We have struggled, and we also know that you don't have to struggle as hard once you get into the groove of this. It gets simple. I don't crave sweets. I'm not craving potatoes and starchy things and breads, and I'm just not craving those things. Everybody I'm talking to is telling me that after about the second or third month, they're not craving anything. It can be hard to go 2 months craving things. I get that. And you may have very many slips and fails. I mean, my first month or so, I slipped a lot. I mean, I was craving sweets still, so I was coming up with all these little keto desserts, which slowed my weight loss down, but it didn't stop it. But I was coming up with all these little things in the beginning and stuff because I still had cravings for stuff. I still wanted breads. I still wanted pizza. I wanted pizza dough. The smell of the yeast in the dough. There was all these things that I wanted, right? But now I don't even think about those things. I don't think about eating when I get up. My mind is not occupied by the thoughts of food all day long, every day anymore. Wow, what a relief that is. So get your head in the game. Once you have told yourself basically that this is the way it is. Well, I quit smoking 12 years ago almost. And when I quit smoking cigarettes, what I told myself was smoking is not an option. It's not an option. No matter what happens, what crisis comes up, it's not an option for me. And once I knew that it wasn't an option, I didn't even really think about it. Is that weird or what? So when I started doing this, I was like, failure is not an option. It's not an option because I'm 59 years old. I'm almost 60. I've had a stroke. I need to get my blood sugars working right. I need to get my blood pressure down, to a normal level without medication, preferably. So there were all these things that I was like, it's not an option anymore. I have 23 grandchildren. We do. We have 7 kids between us and 23 grandkids. We just had our newest one on July 4th last year. So it's not an option for me to fail. And once I knew that failure wasn't an option, it was so much easier to get my head into the game. Okay? Because we're vegans and it's a little bit harder, I always say it's a little bit, this is not for sissies, okay? It isn't for sissies. It is harder to do low carb as a vegan. Anybody who tells you that it's not, that's crazy. It is. Because Come on, we'd all rather be sitting here loading our plates up every night, big old plates full of all kinds of starchy stuff, and we'd all rather be doing that. But once you get into the swing of this, you don't really miss that anymore. You don't really even think about it. You make your little low carb meals and you eat them. Food doesn't become such a big thing anymore. It doesn't hold this place anymore, right? I think that that's the state, that's the place that you have to get to, is that feeling good and being healthy matters more than the taste of blank, fill in the blank. So get your head in the game, decide that failure is not an option, and just go forward. Now, it can take different amounts of time for different people. It's different for everybody. What took us 2 or 3 months may take you 4 or 5 months, because I think everybody's insulin resistance is different, everybody's blood sugars are different, everybody's different, every single one of us are different. I spent a lot of years of my life thinking that if we all just follow the same rules, everything would be the same. That's not the way it is. We're all individuals and everything is different. But the thing is that certain things just work, and the proof is in the pudding type of a thing. And the proof is that it does work for each person. It just takes different amounts of time for each person. So don't give up. Please don't give up, because you're worth it. We're all worth it. Okay, so get your head in the game. You can do this. If you have questions, just ask. That's what we're here for. Have a good day.